Welcome back to episode 4 of the podcast. There are lots more of you listening every week, so if it's your first listen, then welcome. And for those of you joining again, welcome back. Thank you so much for your support. Please do scroll down wherever you may listen to your podcasts on Apple or Spotify or wherever else, and do leave us a 5-star review. It means the absolute world to us. And now, in today's episode, we are talking about holidaying with the in-laws. And yes, I did survive. And how Philippa is considering selling pictures of her crusty feet for £3,000 a month.
What about that time that you got catfished?
True.
And Craig was very chill about it. And we also discuss inner strength stories and what we have learned this Mother's Day.
So hi, Phils.
Welcome back.
Many thanks.
Haven't seen you in 5 days. Literally feels like I haven't seen you in a year.
I feel like I've been away for about 3.5 years.
Isn't that weird? You just go away, not even for a week. But I think maybe because it had the weekend in between that it just felt longer.
Did you miss me?
Of course I did.
We still spoke on holiday every day.
Missing.
Absolutely.
Good time?
Had a lovely time, feeling very refreshed and rejuvenated. And I wouldn't say relaxed.
No, I was just about to say.
I really enjoyed the change of scenery, and I really enjoyed not wearing coats and layers. I find that is probably my most angry self is when I'm getting the coats on the kids every morning. So that was a delight. And it was just really nice family time.
And have some nice warm weather.
Warm weather, a lot of sangria. Do you like sangria?
I'm not actually a sangria lover.
I haven't drunk it in years, but I was away with my in-laws and they love sangria. So I was downing the sangria.
Daytime, nighttime, both?
A bit of both.
Stunning
What
behaviour.
do you think about that?
So unlike you.
I know. I was living my best life. But I was lolling because I was away with my in-laws and I love them to pieces. Very lucky. They're very good to us and we've got a great relationship. But they take 50 Ziploc bags, like a pack of them. And every morning at breakfast, they jam-pack these bags full of gourmet sandwiches. So sliced French bread, there's salmon, there's cheese, there's pickle, there's a bag of cakes and biscuits. And then we bring them down for the rest of the day. I never do such a thing.
I have to say, I have been known to take a few croissants
downstairs
with me.
Do you eat them?
Breakfast. No, but just in case. You get a napkin from breakfast,
Me
roll
and Craig
them up,
were
and then you just end up...
never do this kind of thing.
Or do you never take some cereal just in case you're peckish?
I take maybe a banana.
I have to say, actually, I did bump into a family. We were in Cyprus last year, and every day at breakfast, they would make the kids sandwiches.
It's a really good idea.
If you think about it, you've paid for breakfast. You
haven't paid for lunch.
You haven't paid for lunch. So you might as well take full advantage of the situation.
Literally, it would lull. My mother-in-law's bag would literally be stuffed full of Ziploc bags of just gourmet snacks throughout the day.
And did Lenny appreciate it?
Did he have no interest?
Oh.
But talking of Lenny, I just need to share the funniest story of the trip. So my father-in-law has a slightly rounded tummy, let's say. He doesn't mind me saying this.
He's got a good sense of humour.
He's got a great sense of humour. But Lenny hasn't seen him with his top off before. So when he took his top off, Lenny burst out laughing. And he was like, Papa, why is your tummy twisty? He was like, Papa, you've got a twisty tummy. It's all wobbly. And he could not, for about 10 minutes, Craig's got a 6-pack. Oh yeah. It's like he's never seen it before. So the whole
twisty.
time,
I love how kids, isn't that just amazing? That was his adjective to describe the flabby tummy.
We were dying of laughter. And then he decided that the twisty tummy reminded him of the old guy from Peter Pan. Have you watched that?
Not recently.
And it was this old wobbly guy with a big tummy, and he was just getting worse and worse as the day went on. But it was hilarious.
He took it well?
He took it well. So now his Papa Twisty tummy.
Oh, is it the first time you've been away with your in-laws?
With the kids, yeah. But we had a lovely time.
We have got a very busy week. Today, because obviously we recorded this on last Wednesday, but today, Monday, we are off to Marrakesh.
Oh, yeah.
We are shooting our high summer What the Brand campaign out there. 3 days.
So excited.
It's going to be
Craig
beautiful
was
weather.
Oh, you're going to be working so hard in Marrakesh.
We actually are.
So bad for you. I was like, no, it's very intense. It's 55 outfit changes.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot, but it's quite full on.
And also, when you're the owner of the brand, but also the vision.
And the creatives and the marketing and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of pressure.
But we're looking forward to it.
We are very much looking forward to it. And then we get back on Thursday and then I'm off on Friday. So kids are off school for almost a whole month. So that's going to be fun. Can't believe it's Easter. How is it almost that time of year.
I feel like we've blinked and it's April.
Yeah.
Is it April yet? No.
No, we're still
I
March.
don't even know.
It's been like the longest 3 months ever. It's still cold. It still feels like winter, but we are so ready to feel all the spring feels. But while you were off, we were having many lols in the office. Obviously, the Gen Zers in What HQ always bring out the lols. And we were talking about the craziest, weirdest, funniest things that can come into one's inbox.
Well, it's funny
DMs.
because last week, Grace was telling me that she got a message from a sugar daddy asking her would she send feet pictures and he'd pay her £3,000 a month.
Would you do that?
I'm thinking about it. Would you?
For £3,000 a month, just send pictures of my toes.
You've actually got really nice toes.
Do you think? Because I've got that weird middle one that people usually find quite freaky.
I like your toes.
Thanks, BF. Do you know what? I think I would do it.
I know.
That sounds like the
But
easiest.
then they started saying that they get regular messages like this all the time.
Who,
the young girls, they want to have sugar daddies. All they want to do, just be my friend. We can go on dates.
That's actually really worrying.
No, it's
that's
really worrying.
Disturbing.
But what's worrying is they're getting these messages all the time. Why aren't we getting these messages all the time? Well, you know what happened to me, which I feel like is the perfect time to share.
Go on, tell
everyone.
Tell the world.
Tell the world that I was catfished.
I need to actually bring up the profile.
The profile.
The
Craig,
picture.
I was at a friend's house. Craig sent me a photo. It was a few weeks ago. There we go. There I am on Tinder saying that I'm looking for some short-term fun. He said to me, "Are you looking for some short-term fun?" when he sent me the photo.
This is amazing.
Absolutely not. More to the point, more to the fact that someone's taken my image and put it on Tinder. They've aged me. They aged me to 39 years old. That was more of a dagger to my heart than the fact that I was on Tinder.
And apparently your interests include self-development.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mental health awareness.
Correct.
Fair. VR room. Virtual reality.
Love gaming.
Apparently she does.
But how mad?
I just also am so mind blown that Craig was so chill about it. If that happened to me, obviously I know Alex trusts me more than anything, but I do think he would be like, can I fully trust that this is legit? Like, she's got nothing, she's not involved in this.
Oh no, Craig thought it was hilarious. But then it was just mad. Also, they didn't even choose a nice photo. They chose a random story with like text on it. The whole thing was just so weird.
But more to the point, is it still live? Are you
I don't know, because
in the world of Tinder? Available
if anyone's
for
on
fun?
Tinder looking for some short-term fun, could you let me know if I'm still there, please?
That really brings me on to something I wanted to discuss. Went out for dinner last week with some friends. Laura and Ben, if you are listening, I love you guys. But Ben, thank you for reading out this quote because I thought it was really interesting. I want to hear, I haven't actually read this to Sarah yet, guys, so I want to hear your reaction. Okay. It's called The $1 Million Morning. Obviously, Ben, this isn't his quote. He has quoted it from someone. I actually don't know who it's from. But if I were to tell you that I was going to give you $1 million this morning, I guarantee you would jump for joy, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of those problems and negative emotions will go away. You'll be excited for the day ahead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. What if I then added, you can have the £1 million, or dollars in this case, but you won't wake up tomorrow? Would you still take the money?
Absolutely not.
Well, exactly. So what does that tell you? Money does
about
not bring happiness. Because if you can't wake up the next day, what's the point of having the £1 million?
Absolutely.
He says, what that tells you is that the simple fact of waking up is worth more to you than any money. You'd rather forget that prize in order to wake up each day. Why does that make me emotional?
I felt a bit emotional there.
Wow.
I got a wave of something.
You need to take that same enthusiasm and positivity as if you won £1 million into the first 30 seconds of waking up. I feel so emotional reading this.
By the way, sorry, this is so rare.
So rare for me.
This is actually the freakiest things that happen because I'm the emotional one in this
because
relationship.
I think it's so true.
Yeah.
You know, don't like...
How did you feel the first 30 seconds when you woke up this morning?
Not like I just won £1 million, but tomorrow I will. Anyway, Ben, thank you for giving me that quote because I feel like I need to print it out and put it everywhere.
I do think the way you start your morning, we said this before, sets you up for the rest of the day. And it's kind of just really developing on that. See, I often work out in the morning and I didn't this morning because I was too tired and whatever. And I can see it in my mindset that I'm just not the best version of myself.
So last Sunday was Mother's Day, and whilst it is a lovely day for lots of us, it's also very challenging and a difficult day for some. And it really did actually make me think about what is strength. I have a lot of friends, family that found that day very, very difficult. My friend Cassie, who I know will be listening to this, she inspires me every single day, every time I see her. She tragically lost her mum when she was young, and she somehow always has this inner strength to just crack on.
Yeah.
And so many times I know she doesn't feel strong, but what is strength? And that really made me think, she is bloody strong. You know, on Mother's Day, she got out of bed, she put her makeup on, she took the kids swimming or whatever, gymnastics. That, to me, is such huge strength on the hardest day of the year for her. And it just got me thinking about like the little things that we all do that perhaps we take for granted as having strength, and we don't even realize we're doing them. And I
think just getting out of bed in the morning sometimes when you're
correct,
whatever you might be going through, just getting dressed, getting out there, going to work, showing up, that's sometimes the hardest thing.
And a lot of the time when you feel like you're the only one having that feeling or finding it difficult, that's worse. You almost feel like you're so like alien to be feeling those feels. And all it takes is one other person to tell their story or to have that same feeling, and all of a sudden you're like, well, I'm not alone. So actually it's not weird that I can't do that. I bumped into someone who I hadn't seen in a while at a kids party the other week. And she said to me, you know, this time last year I would never have been at a kids party. Like my anxiety would have been at all-time high to come to a kids party in case my child then got ill, and then he would be off nursery, and then the anxiety of me then having to sort him and then not being able to work. You can see how it all escalates. Yeah. And she's telling me, and I said to her, wow, like you should be so proud of yourself that you're here today, and that you're here with your kid, and you know it might not be the easiest time for you, but you're here. And she probably didn't I think she actually did realize that strength that she needed to kind of get through those motions. But I just think it's so important for us to kind of raise those issues of inner strength that perhaps some people really do take for granted and not realize how strong they are. Especially as women, we take on so much. And as you say, sometimes it's just simply as getting yourself out of bed, taking the kids to school. That is strength when you are going through the hardest time in your life.
Absolutely. And I think, you know, for us, you know, we always say we feel so grateful that this is our work and we absolutely love it. But sometimes the strength to be on all the time, to take photos when you're not feeling yourself, receiving negative comments. I know we touched upon it last week. Having each other and being a duo, always there to build each other up. If one is really struggling, that I feel has been our strength, because we work so well as a team together.
And obviously we are so fortunate to have each other, but just simply as, I think, you know, if you know anyone that is perhaps having a difficult time, you haven't spoken to them in a while, just that simple kind of message, just checking in.
So
it means
true.
So much.
And I had a few friends recently that I really wanted to reach out to that, I don't know why, sometimes things end up at the back of your mind. I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to do that. And you just don't do it. And I don't know why. And I bumped into a mutual friend and she said, you should reach out to those people. And I reached out to them. We got a date in, had a lovely time. And I don't know what was holding me back, but just that simple act of reaching out was so lovely for both of us. And I know they really needed it.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, we just wanted to raise this because we know obviously Mother's Day is it can be really difficult, and it led us on to thinking about how strong we are as women, and never take it for granted. Even the smallest things that you don't think are a big deal of showing strength, they are.
And I think as well, we're always about championing other women, supporting other women in our industry, in our family, in our friends. We're so proud of everyone, what they're doing, the girl bossing, the mum bossing, the career bossing. So if you're having a hard day, this one's for you guys. We
hear you.
We hear you. We feel you. You got this.
So, as we said, we're off to Marrakesh on Monday, which we had this kind of conversation. What beauty products are we going to be taking with? Because obviously we've got 3 cases between us.
4.
But all of it's going to be packed with all of the new season stuff, which, guys, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
Is so exciting.
So good.
But we want to kind of not obviously bring the same beauty products. So it led us on to discuss what are our 3 most loved, most iconic products that we can live without.
Which we haven't told each other, by the way. You go first.
So I would say my first one has to be my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. I have white lips.
You don't.
You do not have this problem. The issue with having white lips is that you look ill if you don't have lipstick on.
I don't have white lips.
I do, and it's okay. I just need to go to Dubai and get that lip tattoo that everyone talks about.
No, you do not want to be doing that.
I'm not going to do that, guys. Don't worry. But I do have white lips. So my Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick is, I basically just couldn't live without it.
You've been through
It brings life back into my face, basically. Next up is my Clinisoothe.
Oh. No, you can't have that one because
Why?
I got you into it.
But that's okay.
No, we can't have the same one. No.
Hold on.
No,
I was going to
no.
say you got me into it. Okay, guys. Well, Clinisoothe is my best. Sarah found it for me, and I will let you tell the reason.
Clinisoothe, for everyone listening, is...
It's a toner.
It's a toner.
It's a purifier.
It's a purifier, and it basically cleans your face, so there is not a single scrap of dirt left on your face.
And it smells like a swimming
Caveat,
pool.
it smells like a swimming pool. But 2 of my friends, Sasha and Sasha, both got me into it. They're both diehard beauty gurus, and I really listen to everything they say. You can spray it on your face, put it on a pad, but it gets that remnant of whatever's left on your face. And I swear to God, haven't I struggled with my skin in the past? I really have.
We both have.
And since
Not
using
since
that,
Clinisoothe.
it is morning and evening I use it. Everyone we've got onto it is obsessed with it. It's £10. It's really reasonable. You can get it in Boots, online.
Amazon.
It's so good. Clinisoothe.
And it does smell like a swimming pool, as we said. So it smells bleachy, which you think, oh my gosh, can I actually put this on my skin? But it's natural stuff.
But why don't more people know about it?
I don't know. Guys, if you're having problems with your skin or you just want to feel extra uber clean, you need Clinisoothe. My last one is my mum bought these for me, actually. I don't think I've told you about them. We've mentioned many a time, we have very dry skin. Scaly skin. And particularly the soles of our feet. Not so
Speak for
sexy.
yourself.
Come on! We both
Show
said
everyone
that.
your feet.
Absolutely not. Going for a pedicure tomorrow, actually. Margaret Dabbs do a foot file. And
I actually want to gag at the thought of it.
you use it on dry skin and you basically shave off.
Do you get ticklish to yourself? Because that is actually torturous for me. I had a pedicure the day before holiday, and when they're scrubbing your feet, I find it...
You know what you need to do? You need to move the other foot.
I need to what?
Has no one told you this?
No.
When they're scrubbing
Sorry, is this a life hack?
When they're scrubbing one foot, you basically focus on the other foot, which means that you don't think about the other one. Has no one told you this before?
My mind's blown. Never.
There you go.
P.S.
Yeah.
I'd like to say, you did say that you wanted to sell your foot pictures for £3,000 a month, and now you're saying you've got a scaly, dry, horrible thing. If anyone's listening that likes scaly, dry, crusty
I'm sure
heels,
there's someone out there.
We'll send you a photo for £3,000 a month. And it'll be a right treat.
True.
Okay.
So anyway, what are your 3 must-haves?
My first was Clinisoothe, but that's been sorely taken from me. My second one is the Tarte Cosmetics Shape Tape Concealer, because I do suffer with eye bags, and this concealer is so good. The consistency, the coverage, it lasts all day. I use it under my eyes, in my red areas on my nose, and it is literally the best. Can't live without that. And then you should know this one. Costa Rice eyeliner, MAC, the brown one.
It's good.
The best brown eyeliner. I haven't used black eyeliner in about 10 years. It's the perfect brown. It's great for smudging. It's probably one of our most asked questions, which brown eyeliner do we use? And it is really, really good.
It's very soft.
It's very soft.
Because
it's not
black
too intense.
is too harsh,
and whenever
too severe.
Even if I try and go out and wear black, I can't be dealing with it.
It's quite a dated look, I think.
Yeah.
So I actually read something, I think it was a caption on Instagram. I really liked it. I wanted us to discuss. It was, what are your weekend habits that elevate your week?
Oh, I like that.
I loved it.
I really like that.
So it got me thinking, what do I do specifically on the weekend that help the flow of the week ahead?
Sunday is a very important reset day. Sunday is always, I think for both of us, is needed to set us up for the week ahead, right?
I was actually saying that I pre-plan my weekends on a Monday before the weekend. But this is more, what do we do on our weekend to help kickstart the week ahead? I remember a couple of months ago, I had a huge argument with Alex because Sunday morning, the food shop had arrived, there was chaos, the homework hadn't been done, we were late for a party, the present hadn't been wrapped. I hadn't done a workout, like everything, you know, when it all just gets on top of you. And I just remember saying to myself, I think in the room, I was like, I need a reset day. And I almost, you know, you just need to have that kind of moment.
You just also need to flick the switch in how you look at it and how you set yourself up.
So it got us thinking, what do we do on a Sunday that helps elevate our week? And one thing I really do try and do, and I know obviously having young kids, we don't always have the luxury of time. But if I do have 10 minutes, I try and give myself a facelift. So Sarah and I went for a facial a couple of months ago, and they very kindly gifted us this incredible, it's called a dermasonic.
Yeah, from the Opatra Clinic.
Yes, but it gives you a facelift in 10 minutes.
It's really good.
So if I do that on a Sunday, I feel like I'm kind of giving myself the best advantage for the week ahead.
I like that. So Sunday morning for me and Craig, we tag team, we boot camp. We do this insane Peloton boot camp with Adrian Williams.
What time do you do this?
7, 8.
And what are the kids doing?
Well, we tag team. So one does one and then one does the other. So it's 45 minutes, but it is like, it's almost torturous, but in a good way. You drip. It's loads of running, loads of weight, and we both love it. But I feel like sometimes, especially after a Saturday night, if you've had a couple of drinks or you've been out for a heavy meal, it's really good at just kind of getting those toxins out, and it really sets you up. So that is my first thing that happens every Sunday without fail. And second of all is getting my food shop to come on a Sunday morning. Because by the end of the week, I've got a few crusty grapes, an unopened or half-opened hummus, and maybe like one green pepper that no one likes left in my fridge. So Sunday, I'm set for the week ahead. I've got all the meals planned. And
do you know what that makes me think of?
What?
In lockdown, I used to every Sunday I used to write down, and like, I swear, I think I even like pinned it on my fridge.
Yeah.
Everyone's meals for the week ahead.
Wow, you had a lot of time then.
Well, we did. We were in lockdown. But actually, it saved that last minute of panic of, what am I going to have for lunch? What are the kids going to have for dinner?
Surely, you have a rotation of meals.
Yeah, I do. But, you know, you just, in lockdown, we were so kind of, our mindsets were so different. We couldn't just nip out to get the food shop.
Mad.
We couldn't even get an online delivery.
Yeah.
So I remember just being so kind of strategic with our meals. Even if it was a cream cheese sandwich, I still said Monday dinner, the cream cheese sandwich for the kids. I might try and do that again, actually.
Report back next week.
It alleviated a lot of last minute panic stress.
And also, I wanted to discuss something that I'm working on this week. Should I tell you?
I'd love to know.
So I think I'm very guilty of being very reactive to things. So, for example, if I got an email that perhaps wasn't the best email to receive, I would instantly get stressed and feel like I have to deal with it in that moment, even if I'm doing something else. And I think you'll vouch for me that if something comes in, I feel like I need to deal with it straight away. My stress levels go really high and I can't be in that moment.
Many a time have we been on a shoot and an email's come through.
I just shouldn't see them.
And Sarah's like shoved it in my face. And I'm like, I don't want to look at it.
But you're very much like, we can't do anything about it now. Let's do the shoot and deal with it afterwards. On holiday, something similar happened. And Craig was like, there's no point getting stressed in that moment.
Is Craig more like on my page?
Absolutely. He is not a stressor at all. He is so chilled, so calm. He said to me, there's no point getting stressed. In this moment, you can't do anything about it. Getting stressed is only going to make yourself feel worse. But I can't help. I just go sometimes from like 0 to 1,000. I can't stop that like wave of anxiety coming through. So this week, I'm going to really, really try and be in the moment. I'm going to try and not open that email. I'm going to try, and if I do see it, think, listen to Philippa, listen to Craig, listen to Philippa, listen to Craig. And I'm going to say, I'm going to take a moment and I'm going to deal with it in the right time and deal with it with less emotion.
I think that's the key point, because it wouldn't be normal for anyone to say, oh, you know, I just don't get myself like angry or anxious when I read something. Everyone does. But the key point was that, you know, when you react to something in that moment, you can behave in ways that perhaps an hour later you might have thought, oh, I really probably actually shouldn't have said it like that. Or maybe you would have thought about the situation and you would have thought about an outcome.
Yeah, I don't.
And in that moment, the heat, you can't see through it.
It's not necessarily how I react. It's more
how it makes you feel.
How it makes me feel, and then I onboard that the whole day.
Yeah.
And I can't shake off that feeling. So then I'm just feeling anxious the whole day. So that is something I'm really going to try and just almost breathe. I think that's the key. I'm going to breathe, and I'm going to take a moment.
I'm really enjoying that, BF. I've tried to tell you to do this many a time. I think it will save a lot of panic. Stress.
Sheer
and
panic.
Also, unless it's life or death, it can wait an hour.
I know.
Right? I know I mentioned this last week, is that
we're like different ends of the extreme.
Absolutely. But my WhatsApp messages just build up because I want to reply to that person. You know, they might have just said, hi, how are you? But I want to reply to them when I've got a moment. But then what happens is you never then get that moment.
Yeah.
So I feel like I need to speed up things and you need to slow things
down.
But that ends our episode in a nice way, because I'm sure so many of you can relate to that feeling of, how am I going to reply to that? I don't have a minute. Or something's made you really angry, upset, and you're doing something and then you can't enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah. And I think if people can relate to it and feel better knowing that we're going through the same things, then it's nice to chat about.
Episode 4, that's
done
a wrap.
And dusted.
And I love that so many of you listen to this on a Monday with us. Even my own husband, he can't wait to get in the car to go to work to listen to us.
Today it's Wednesday and he did listen to it this morning.
That's true.
Craig hasn't listened to it yet.
That is true. But it was because we did have a slight technical error on Monday morning.
But it's all sorted now.
We're past that. Hopefully it won't happen again.
Absolutely.
So that's why he listened to it yesterday.
But thank you everyone for listening. And don't forget, you can listen to us on Apple and Spotify. Please please subscribe, give us a 5-star review. It means so much to us. It's very, very quick. You just scroll down to the bottom, click 5 stars, and it really helps us keep doing what we're doing and loving what we're doing.
We are really enjoying it, and even more so, we just are loving all your DMs, your messages, your support. Honestly,
the screenshots between us is out of control.
So thank you guys. Hope you enjoyed episode 4, and we will see you next Monday.
Bye.